It's your boy Dollars, all be finished move, movies with Ray, Mr. Reaction, and we about to talk about Raising Kanan season 3, episode 10. Bro, my boy is back. Unique. Bro, that's why like the show felt like it felt off a little bit, them couple episodes. Unique is a big impact in his bumbleclot showdowns. I'm not lying, bro. He's a big impact in his bumbleclot showdowns. Cause there's no way you telling me that y'all ain't miss Unique in the show, bro. And I know y'all ladies miss him. You feel me? I already know y'all ladies or y'all miss him. I know y'all was happy. You feel me? Y'all just like, damn, bro, face half up. Well, y'all happy, nigga. Y'all love that nigga. So, to me, yo, I'm glad that I'm back. But now we gotta wait. What we gotta wait? A whole another year, bro. Like they got like. I know it take a lot with production and everything, but it's like, bro, y'all be drawing out things with this show, bro. Like y'all be drawing things out. But this show is fire though. I like it though, because it's a love and hate, bro. It's a love and hate with this show because it's like, damn, bro, y'all did wait. We had to wait just for Kanan just to clap him, see Unique in the end. Like y'all couldn't give us a little 10 more minutes or something, like, but. It's just how the show is, man. It's like I think that's what makes it so good too, because we it's a lot. But it's like when I see Tyreek show, it don't feel that drawn out though. Like it's like even though make you can't wait for the next episode, it's like Tyreek shit is like mad shit going on. But I guess because they really telling the story and they telling how Kanan is, and I feel like Kanan don't like. I don't really see Kanan that much. I really see Juke. I see Famous, but at the same time, we also gotta remember like this is an hour show, so they trying to squeeze everybody's storyline in 1 hour for 10 episodes. So we just gotta understand it. Like I'm kind of learning that because it takes a lot, bro. It takes a lot, bro. It's not easy, bro. It's not easy.
It is. It's how the fuck y'all figure that I'm the
Man.
and the answer at the same time.
Right. Bless you,
Turn of death. How it's easy for the person who's gone, but not for the people who are left behind. Memories always bring back pain, and this cycle is something you can't stop until you're gone yourself. It's a never-ending cycle. Something else we can be certain of is the chickens will always come home to roost, which is something I've been saying for Detective Howard a lot this season. However, I'm sure we weren't expecting that particular ending. But just like Snap said, if you want shit done right yourself, then sometimes you're gonna have to get your hands dirty. And Rock wasn't ready to give up on either of her brothers. As for Kanan Stark, his name will soon be ringing around the streets as the rumors spread around Southside about Ronnie's passing, which will most likely result in a war with Snaps and Pop. And boy did they make us look. Kadeem Unique Mathis made his return in an action-packed ending for Raising Kanan.
My boy came back, so bro wasn't really dead. Like, damn, I thought like the way he got hit in the head, you thought he would have been dead, bro. Like he boxed him in his head multiple times, bro. But it's a show, bro, and a lot of things is possible though, because there's men that got shot in the head and still alive. Anything is possible too. So, but once you saw them Tims, I was like, yeah, bro was back. It's lit. Bro was back. I already knew what it was when I saw them Tims, bro. I already knew he was coming back, bro. I had a feeling. So I guess Unique is gonna be Breeze. Cause he gonna take his spot. And that's we see the crib and everything. So I guess Unique is Breeze. I guess we getting Breeze there in the end. Cause everybody loved Unique. Cause I thought it was Marvin, from the last episode. Like I thought it was Marvin, but bro, you see what's going on. Kanan dead shot Ronnie in the head. When he opened it, like when I saw him going in his back, I knew he was gonna clap. I'm like, there's no way, bro. You gonna let bro clap at your mom's and you gonna work with him? But he planned it so good though. Like he made it seem like, yeah, we gonna do this and do that, so he could clap him. Yeah, nah, it's smart. He a smart kid. Famous mom. Yo, that shit really annoyed me. Even though this shit is fake, it annoyed me, bro, because I thought it was real, bro. Like, bro, the way she said, "Oh, I thought you was in trouble," or she was scared. Bro, why would you go to the cops? The first person you go to is the cops. But Famous is smart. That's why he say, "Yo, I need a lawyer." And my boy, he better go talk to Kanan or Ralph for that lawyer, bro. I'm telling you, bro. You better go talk for a lawyer, bro. Cause there's no way, bro. There's no way. There's no way you're gonna let imagine son to you like that and try to take everything you got. Hell no. Take all your freedom, bro, for a gun. And then try to use a self-defense. Now they really have nothing on you. Because you could be like, bro, I just had it for protection. I ain't doing nothing. So, but his mom sent him in some deep shit. That's a messed up mom. I ain't gonna lie. Like, she messed up for that, bro. Like, that's crazy. What if he did had well, you don't know, because you don't know if they gonna use that gun to find something else. But I don't think they got anything on the gun right now. I think that's the same gun, yeah. I'm not sure. Y'all gotta let me know in the comments, is that the same gun? Nigga, Rock back on it. Stefano, he gonna get back his bread. You feel me? I don't know if Rock gonna keep that shit. But I know she gonna get back his bread. And then, I'm glad she didn't give homie the gun, the money though, because that dude, Kanan dad, the cop, I can't trust that homie, dude. I can't trust that dude. So he had to get clapped, bro. He was going to tell on Marvin, bro. He was going to tell on Marvin, I'm telling you.
Season 3.
My boy is back. Breeze.
Now Rock comes to see Lou at Cedar Shores, where Lou's been holding...
Yo, he did a good job at lying, though, in that interview. He said, so you done? He was like, yo, he didn't even say no. He was just like, yeah, you know, Manzum got to go on tour. You know, like, he didn't really admit to it, so we knew bro was still alive, bro. Come on, bro. They did
Take care of yourself, which is something we have to do sometimes in life. We have to take...
Oh, shit. That's how you know Ghost could come back. So, if that's him, that's who Ghost killed. Go kill Unique. It's crazy.
Care of ourselves, which will then allow us to take care of our loved ones. With Kanan, he was with Crystal. She was asking whether they could be open about their relationship, because Kanan wanted to hide it.
Is she pregnant with Sean? We don't know.
Duke and Aisha, because of the girls' group. However, but it seems like it's no more from the conversations we had in episode 10. But with Kanan, he's...
Nah. Jukebox is a real one, though, because Shorty was like, you wasn't even on me at first. Like, I ain't no sympathy. You feel what I mean? I'm going to the military. I don't need you. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you, man.
Teenager.
Bro say, yo, can I just smoke my spliff and just cool out right now?
Still trying to figure out his own identity and figure out who he is. However, this is where he was met with a bombshell. Crystal's period is late, and I do think she's pregnant based on a reaction before Famous came over. Now, we do have to bear in mind that yes, Kanan did have a son named Sean in power, but his mother's name was Jarita, not Crystal. Whether the writers stick to the original story, we're not too sure. They could always retcon some storylines and have Crystal have Sean, so that's just something to keep in mind.
Yeah, because a lot of name changer could go on, and like, you feel me? Not everybody name kind of change up a little bit too. Or that'll be fire if Kanan have another son. He got 2 kids. You feel me? But they don't talk about the other kid because they don't bring it up. You never know. Anything is possible.
With it being 2 weeks since the events of episode 9, this is the first time Aisha and Duke have spoken since what happened.
Tommy had a brother out of nowhere. Like, we ain't talking about no brother. I ain't talking about that. Like, it just pop up out of nowhere. That would be fire though.
More. Duke was really embarrassed by the FBI taking her in the way they did, after what was supposed to be a life-changing performance for all 3 girls.
But then, nah, that wouldn't make no sense, because I'm like, yeah, because Kane, we used to talk about Kane too, but nah, that wouldn't make no sense, because that's more name.
For Duke. But she let Aisha know what happened wasn't about her. It was the consequences of her family. Although that didn't bother Aisha, she didn't care. She loved Duke for who she was, and despite her being with Kanan for a brief period, it was only because she had feelings about Duke that she didn't really understand. Again, very similar to the situation with Kanan and Crystal. Each one of these teenagers are just figuring out their own identity in real time, about who they are, who they want to be, and what they want from life, and it is normal to be scared. Now, one of the major questions going into the last and final episode of Season 3 was, where do they take Duke's storyline with the military? Duke's been very conflicted and confused, where she's been yo-yoing between music and the military for a while. But we did see her actually make her first real decision when she questioned Sergeant Healy about whether she could drop out. That was because for the first time she actually thought a career within the music industry could actually be real after all. However, with Butter seeming like it's no more, her decision seems to have been made. Another reason why she wants to leave Queens is because this life that her family lives in Queens, she knows has consequences.
Get out the game.
She knows what's going to happen to Kanan. She knows what's going to eventually happen to Rock and Marvin. She also knows what happened to her ex-girlfriend Nicole in Season 1. This is why she wants to leave Queens.
You think you get out okay?
Yo, I'm glad Lou ain't off himself, bro. I'm glad Lou ain't off himself. And nobody in life should ever think like that, man. Talk to somebody or hit a hotline, you know? Because that shit is crazy, bro.
But then once you're in the clear light of day, you see all the scars. And those scars never go away. They just get deeper.
So what Agent Tanner said to Duke in 309 is definitely true. Even with Duke looking to go to the military to escape, those scars never really go away. And when we actually saw Duke and Kanan back in OG Power, you could tell those scars were deep. Now, it's
really
not set in stone, but if Duke does decide to join, she's only leaving one battlefield to join another, which actually sounds crazy when you think about it. She's joining the army to feel safe. But when we break this down and look at the environment Duke has grown up in, it's an environment which is full of violence, death, and drugs. There's also traumatic events that she's been through with Nicole, her mother Kenya, and rejection. So joining the army might actually be seen as a way out to physically remove herself from that environment. But ultimately, the decision to join the army for Duke is a personal one which is influenced by a combination of experiences and individual circumstances which Aisha will never really understand. With Marvin, we picked up with him over at the cemetery where he came to see Gerald's funeral. Now, he was quickly interrupted by 2 FBI agents who told him that this was his fault, which isn't true. Gerald wasn't strong enough to be Agent Tanner's CI, and all Marvin ever did was be there for a friend in need. However, it was made clear that the FBI were hot on his heels. Now, sticking with law enforcement, Howard was called in by Captain Baptiste and Agent Tanner for questioning, and he wasn't happy at the fact that he had to have his union rep in the room. Because having his union rep, it makes him look like he's having to defend himself, and according to Howard, he had nothing to hide. However, Captain Baptiste does let him know they're doing everything by the book, which isn't his strong suit, and of course it isn't. We can go all the way back to as early as the opening episodes of Season 1, when he was working with Detective Berg in the streets. For as long as we've known Howard, he's never been by the book. Now, he was questioned by Agent Tanner about Gerald Moore, who was Tanner's CI ever since 303.
Like I said, they on you, they on your ass. Yo, it's over, bro. And next season, cause who gon' like he gonna be on their ass next episode. I know it. He gonna be the new Saxy. Sax. Pause. I meant to say Saxy, but that sound pause. I don't even sound pause. That's a leak.
And they think the circumstances surrounding his overdose is suspicious. Now, Detective Howard may not have anything to do with Gerald's overdose, but he does have a lot of skeletons in his closet. He's covered up a lot of tracks and buried a lot of secrets, Detective Berg being one of them, because she was beginning to piece the puzzle which dated all the way back to Rock being Howard's CI, Kanan being their son.
Yeah, that she was about to do all that. I won't get to the Shorty got clapped.
On Juliana, there was no way Ronnie was going to stand still and let Rock destroy his operation, because his whole persona is to be feared, and without fear, he has no respect. Fortunately for Rock, she was able to get away, although I am very surprised her truck isn't bulletproof like Unique's was. With Famous, we see him coming back to check up on Kanan.
Yo, so no matter what, if anything to go sideways, Unique was there to kill this nigga no matter what. Nah, that's crazy.
The reason why he returned was because word got out on the street that someone tried to hit Rock in a drive-by, which was news to Kanan, but he definitely knew. There was only one guy who was crazy enough to be behind it, Ronnie Mathis. After the drive-by, word was getting out on the street it was Ronnie who was behind the hit. Marvin said that Kanan would never do it, not against his mother. However, sometimes we do save our words for the people that we love the most, and I do agree with Rock. We only have to look at what Kanan did to his own son Sean in Power, and also what he did to Jukebox, who he really has a lot of love for, at least during their childhood. So Rock's right. And we also have to be mindful of whether he could actually get rid of any of the family members in raising Kanan. So that's just a thought. Now, the problem that Rock and Marvin had was Kanan was working with Ronnie, so she didn't want to hit back with Kanan in the other trench. Again, another reference to Queens being in a war zone. But she wanted it to be a conversation, or at least try, which meant they had to approach Snaps and Pop. Now, when you take a shot at someone as ruthless as Rock, you can't miss, because sometimes you only get one chance. And if you miss, you best believe.
Kanan and Fate learned that from Rock too, because Rock, you see who Rock, come on. Rock probably set up Marvin and all that. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Marvin was running shit, I heard.
Another opportunity. Sometimes it's always best done with your hands rather than sending your own crew or your own son, because at least that way you know the job's done. So we had Snaps making reference to how Lone Ranger never used to send Tonto to do his wet work. He always handled his own business, and that's what Ronnie should have done. If he really wanted to deal with Rock, he really should have got his own hands dirty. Now this is where Kanan came in. He wasn't happy at the fact that Ronnie made the decision to hit Rock, because he made it explicitly clear he went to fuck with his family. It was also clear that Kanan doesn't fear or respect him, and he also wasn't afraid to step to him like others would be in the streets. Over at Famouses, he was in a bit of a crossroad with his life, just like Jude.
Mama's
just
crazy,
when he was about to catch his big break in music, through sharing his contact with Mr. Gelfand, Lou was out in the wind. However, this is when the police came barging in because they had a warrant for his arrest. He was wanted for the murder of Frederick Williams, and so he was taken away. He was then brought in for questioning by Agent Garcia and Peng. Now, the reason why he was here was because his mom turned in the handgun that she found in his room, and I did warn when Famous kept the gun that he used on Freddy. It was a risky move. The moment he pulled the trigger, that gun should have been tossed down a river. Unfortunately, her mom was none the wiser. She was just trying to protect her son from the dangers of Queens. So we all knew the moment this gun was handed in, it was going to trace back to this moment from season 2. Now, despite Garcia and Peng's pressure, he said he had nothing to do with the murder. Famous stayed strong and he wanted his lawyer. On the other hand, his mom wanted him to be honest. She wanted him to tell the truth. But he knew he had to stick to the same story. Otherwise, law enforcement were going to lock him away for a very long time. Now, this is where Captain Baptiste came in with Agent Tanner.
That's crazy.
We're looking out for their own interests. Like he said earlier, he didn't give a shit about the NYPD or any low-level criminal like Freddie Williams. He was after the Sharks, the likes of Detective Howard and Marvin. So they began to question Famous around Detective Howard helping him when he was arrested in season 2. So just as a very quick brief history lesson, Freddie had taken money that Kanan was supposed to move from one location to another. They then went over to Freddie's to get that back, and when they did, Mr. Ventura called the police. They managed to snatch Famous and toss him into a holding cell, where Kanan then reached out to Detective Howard for the assist. So this is a story that will probably rumble on into season 4, with maybe Famous forced into working for Agent Tanner as his new CI. Because let's be real, Agent Tanner didn't have much evidence on either Marvin or Detective Howard. Not enough to make the case stick anyway. It will look like Howard was working with drug dealers, because he will be found next to Ronnie. But will Famous be forced into working for the FBI? And so my last and final point on Famous is, let's not forget, he did open Kanan's daddy test where he read the initials MH. So that's just something to keep in mind for season 4. Now, over at Cedar Shores, we had Lou finally gaining a bit of clarity about who he was. Over the course of this breakdown, I referenced how many people have had to look in the mirror, confront who they are, how some are facing an identity crisis, and so on. The same goes for Lou. Finally, he was coming around to the notion that he was Lou Thomas from Southside Jamaica, Queens. When the FBI came to talk to him, he realized he can't hide from who he is and who he's always going to be, something which he did continue to struggle with. I have no doubt there is a redemption arc for Lou.
Yeah, Lou got
With
come
Marvin,
back stronger.
Rock wanted him to meet with Snaps and Pop to see if they could deal with the situation with Ronnie in a civil manner, and he gets straight down to business. He asks, where's Ronnie Mathis? Now, we all know Marvin is his brother's keeper. We've seen how much he cares about his baby brother, and also how he's willing to help him get better. But Snaps is the opposite. He isn't Ronnie's keeper. No one can control someone like Ronnie. But Marvin was here to try and de-escalate the situation before shit really got out of hand, which Snaps did echo. He was all about diplomacy. However, he was also right with saying neither Ronnie or Rock are the negotiating type, which is spot on. Rarely does Rock ever negotiate, and she certainly doesn't kneel for no man. Now, Marvin let it be known that the problem was Kanan being at the center of this tug of war, and Rock didn't want him being hurt. But if they couldn't deal with it in a civil manner, then they know what comes next. However, again, Snaps and Pops aren't people who back down. We saw what Snap said when Rock entered his den. It stopped becoming about Ronnie the moment she strolled in. So if it was a war they were after, they were equally as ready. And in season 4, you can guarantee it will be game on. With Howard, we saw him coming over to see Rock, whose house was heavily guarded because of her being hit by Ronnie's crew. Now, I do actually have to agree with Rock. Howard walking through a front door while he was under investigation was very sloppy, because who knows who could have been watching him. but desperate times call for desperate measures, and he repeats what he said in 309. He tells Rock there's no other way out from under the FBI unless Marvin takes the fall. Meanwhile, on the streets of Queens,
That's why you got
we saw
clapped.
Jukebox opening up to Kanan about joining
Crazy, yo.
a meeting which was set up by Kanan. Now, this is where Duke echoed something very similar to what I said earlier in the breakdown. Southside is no different to a war zone. Kanan also tells Duke what happened with Rock had nothing to do with him. It was all Ronnie, and he's actually got nothing to do with him anymore because he's way too crazy even for him. Now, this is where Duke told Kanan she knows what Rock has done is fucked up. She's been saying it ever since season 1 when she had Kanan shoot a cop, but she's also been constantly reminding him Rock loves him.
Rock love you, Kanan. But sometimes, I feel like she used that love to do a whole lot of ill shit.
Now, I do agree. Rock definitely does love Kanan.
It's
Although
crazy,
I'm not
right?
sure whether I agree whether she loves Kanan more than everything else. I think we can make a very good argument where above all, Rock loves power and control. Everything may revolve around Kanan, but if she really loved Kanan that much above everything else, then maybe she should have just been honest with him when she had countless of opportunities to do so. Maybe if she did, they wouldn't have found themselves in the position that they do.
But she don't see it like that. She just trying to like, well, end day she wanted the best life for the homie. So a lot of things she doing, like she put a gun in his back because she know that Howard would have got him out. Like little stuff like that. But now Howard ain't there for you, so you better be careful now. Now you gotta be on your P's and Q's, you feel me? But she was already gonna lose it. It was already over. She ain't need them. You see how she does delete the assets when she don't need her assets no more. You feel me? But look what he's about to do to Marvin. So, but at the end of the day though, she does a lot of things for the homie, and it's just messed up the way she do it because he want to be in streets on something like, remember Tyreek? Tyreek want to pull up and be in the streets, and the only thing is like, yeah, it's just like Tyreek, bro. It's for real. And then Ghost always got to come back and show love, you know, just like the kidnap scene. Like, you know, like the difference is Tyreek was really kidnapped, you know, and then you see Juke get clapped, and then now you see that mom killed the pops. Like, it's a lot of little similarity. You feel me? I don't know, you know, and I don't know, like they doing this in a way, but this shit is crazy though, bro. That's why Kanan and Tyreek got along so good, bro. Cause it's like he's seeing himself into Tyreek, bro. Facts.
Now, this is where the conversation was interrupted by Ronnie's crew, and Kanan knew instantly who was behind this, because this wasn't just Ronnie's van. Kanan was always in on this plan, just like Tariq was with Vincent Ragney and the Italians. So I think we just learned where Tariq St. Patrick learned this particular move from. But just like Duke said, Kanan knew that Rock loved him and she'd do anything to get him back. And also like Howard once said, the one way you can get to the Queen is through the Prince. So this was a setup by both Ronnie and Kanan. Now, with this issue with the FBI closing in, Howard told Rock that she was acting like they had options, but he let her know once again, it was Marvin or it was him, Rock, and Kanan. So it was a pretty simple decision from where he was standing. This is also where Howard said he wished he never got involved with them in the first place. It's the worst thing that's ever happened to him. He thought he was trying to right his wrongs, a chance to be a good father and raise his son the right way. But all he's ever been doing since is covering up secrets, lies, and
That's
bodies from every single angle. Now, this is where Duke and Marvin came running in. They told Rock that Kanan had...
But then that's what when he played that in the beginning, in this movie box show is that y'all always run back. Even looking at everybody running back after y'all said, yo, you know, it's my fault this and my fault that. But still though, Rock, you still kind of the reason that niggas gotta run back to you, though, cause you gotta fix it. You put them in that situation, so you gotta fix it.
Now, by Ronnie, a move Howard knew was made to get Rock's attention, because he knew better than anyone, to get to the Queen, sometimes you do have to go through the Prince. Now, over to the meeting where we had a lot of strong personalities sitting around this table. The main reason why we were here was because Rock wanted her son back safe and sound, but the cost was going to be huge. Ronnie wanted Rock's business and also $500k liquid up front, which is a hell of a lot of money, more money than Rock had lying around, although she did know one place where she could get such a large sum, Stefano Marchetti. Now, Howard made it known that he wasn't going to go anywhere. He was going to be there when they make the drop, because maybe it was his last good thing that he could ever do, save Kanan. Although he did let Rock know, there was still another price that did need to be paid, which is a storyline that will only have a partial closure with Howard's death, because it may rumble on into season 4 with potentially Famous being caught in a dilemma. Now, Rock was here because she needed a huge favor from Stefano, which is also where we go back to Snaps and Pop making a bit of a mistake. I mentioned how Pop had a little thing with Stefano, and with her telling Rock that she was his type, I said Rock could always use that to her advantage, and here she was. Stefano also said he had a little crush. So we saw Rock asking Stefano to help front the cash to help get Kanan back, and she was willing to put up her home along with the real estate that she did own. Little did she know everything was set up by Kanan. Now, after Rock got the money to get Kanan back, this is where we get to the meet between Ronnie, Howard, and Rock, where Marvin held back. He was holding back just in case things popped off, which they did. Now, Ronnie would never have allowed someone like Howard to come through, considering he was a cop, or should I say a suspended cop. But it seems like Kanan told him who he really was. But here comes a twist. In very similar fashion to what we saw Tariq pull in OG Power with Vincent Ragni and the Italians, Kanan made the same move. However, shit got fast real quick, where we saw Kanan actually turn the tables on Ronnie Mathis, most likely for going behind his back and trying to hit Rock. So down goes Ronnie, but in another twist. Rock thinks fast because she's an opportunist. She grabs Ronnie's gun and did what needed to be done with Detective Howard, because she wasn't willing to sell out her brother. She knew it was a perfect moment to pin this on Detective Howard. So now it will definitely look like Howard was working with the organized crime families after all. As I mentioned before, Davis is still one to keep an eye on in Season 4. However, that wasn't the end of the episode.
You know, like I know. Until that body shows up, he ain't dead.
Now, I did say it before. The way they were building up
Nigga, Ghost alive too, nigga. Tell me.
body not being found, it just made sense that they were building up for a huge return. Now, how he survived and who helped him, and what role he's got going forward, who knows?
Facts.
I'm sure those questions will be answered in the coming days through the casting crew's interviews, but definitely Season 4. But also like the older Kanan said, from a 48 laws of power standpoint, if you're going to crush your enemy, make sure you crush them totally. Leave no loose ends. So there we have
That's like in Carlito way. When Carlito was getting chased, what's his name? Shit. The homie though, I forgot his name. I wish I remember his name. He's like, it's me, Bobby, or whatever his name is. But they beat him up and everything. And he was like, nah, just let him go. They was like, what? So when he let him go, during the other Carlito way, bro getting chased down because he trying to leave. Cause what did happen? He killed somebody. I ain't gonna spoil it. Just watch Carlito way. But just know he getting chased down to trying to leave the place. And I ain't gonna lie, I think they got clapped and he was about to get away and stuff like that. He clapped them up, I ain't gonna lie. And then during the end, he about to get on. Boom, boom, boom. He was like, remember me, it's Bobby, whatever his name was. And yeah, bro, so you don't let them go away, man. Especially if they do something wrong. Well, if you do them something wrong, and they did you something wrong too. You feel me? Because first they did you something wrong, then you do them back, but you let them go. They gonna come back even harder because they like, damn. Oh, word. You feel me? So, little thing like that. But my boy's back. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment. It's your boy Dollars, and we